Hi everyone, my 2023 Honda Civic Type R is here. I took delivery of the Type R 2 weeks ago, which was 2 weeks after I took delivery of the BMW M2. I had put deposits on both cars on the same day, thinking they would arrive 5 to 6 months apart from each other, but here they are. In this video, I'm going to cover my thoughts on the Type R after having it for 2 weeks, why I took delivery of the Type R instead of waiting for the Acura Integra Type S, and whether I think the car is worth the wait. I had waited for this car for 6 months. Actually, I had anticipated waiting even longer. Just an update on my garage. I am in the process of renovating the garage. Thus far, we had addressed lighting. I'll be working on the floors later this week, and we'll have some cabinets coming later this month. So looking forward to that. In an upcoming video, I'll be comparing the Type R with the M2. Yeah, the MSRPs are quite different, but with dealer markups on the Type R, they could actually be quite similar, which is how I ended up with the M2, but more on that in a different video. If you haven't already, I appreciate if you would subscribe to this channel for more updates and like this video. Appreciate the support. Let's go for a drive. This car is amazing. Did not think I would like a front-wheel drive car this much after experiencing rear-wheel drive and high-power all-wheel drive cars, but this thing is amazing. I describe this car as a sweetheart. It is not a hair-on-fire type of car. It's really well balanced. It just handles amazingly, and I feel like it has enough power to be fun, not too much to be scary. So it's not an intimidating car to drive. I think Honda stuck to its roots with this car. I learned how to drive on a 96 Honda Accord. That was my dad's car. I spent a lot of time on it when I had my driver's permit. And I also had a 2008 Honda S2000 Club Racer and also a 2010 Honda Fit Sport manual, which was my daily driver at the time. So I spent a lot of time in Hondas, and I feel like this car, it feels like a Honda, as you probably would expect, but it's been many years since I've owned one. And they've captured the essence, the sportiness of the S2000 in a package that's suitable for family. From a handling perspective, Honda knocked it out of the park. My suspension is currently in Plus R mode. I've been driving around in that because I just prefer the sound. Now, there are individual settings where you could have the engine in Plus R and the rest in Comfort, but personally I think this car rides great just the way it is. I don't think that it is overly stiff in Plus R mode. I've heard that kind of feedback from folks, but personally, probably just from what I've come from, I don't think that's the case. There is a dramatic difference though going between Comfort and Plus R, which is nice, if you're looking to have a more comfortable ride for most of the time. And if you watch the Honda videos, they'll say save Plus R mode for the track. But for now, Plus R is what I prefer. However, I will go into Comfort so you can see the difference, because we are on a bumpy stretch of road, and I have the camera set with hyper smooth off, so the bumpiness and the ride quality could potentially come through the camera. This is the bumpiest road I know of in the area, currently in Comfort mode. Go to Sport. Definitely firms up a bit. And we'll go to Plus R mode. Yeah, Plus R mode has a really nice firmness to it. I'll go into a downshift in Comfort mode so you can hear what that's like. It is quiet. Let's go into Plus R mode. the downshift is significantly louder. So why do I have a Type R? So when the FK8 came out, the last generation Type R, I really liked it. I grew up during the times of hot import nights. Type R just appeals to me. I've always wanted one, but at the time I did not pull the trigger. But I drove a friend's stock Type R. I was really impressed, and later on, just last year, I had checked out a modified Type R in my area, but the car was just a little bit too rough for my liking, and I ended up passing on it. When the new FL5 Type R came out, I fell in love with the styling, and I like that Honda kind of stuck to the original engine. I mean, there's modifications to it, but kind of like that it wasn't too different from the perspective of, I think everything they learned from the FK8 kind of applied to this. Wasn't a complete revolution. I really enjoy the driving experience of the FK8. I'm on a test loop for local dealerships here. It's a nice windy road where you can really experience the handling of a car. This car is amazing. The auto rev match is great. Didn't think I would like it as much as I do, just being someone who typically heel toes. When I first picked this car up, I thought it was a little bit on the quiet side, but after experiencing Plus R mode, I like it. The last Type R that I drove, an FK8 Type R, had downpipes and no muffler. Inside of the car rattled. It was not a pleasant experience. I mean, it was fun, but not pleasant. Not something I would want to live with. So having the stock exhaust on this car be at this state, I think is good. I think this is a good volume. It's livable. You can still hear it. I think it's a little quiet in comfort mode, but I think in Plus R mode, it is perfect. So my individual setting, I don't know, maybe I'll dial the suspension back when the family's in the car, but keep everything else in Plus R. The power feels pretty linear, which is surprising. Now I haven't floored the car yet. It's still within the braking period, so I'm keeping the RPMs relatively low. But it's really rewarding, even when not pushing it to 10/10. Shifter on this car is amazing. Throws are good length, very positive engagement. Thus far, I don't have many miles on the car, just 100 miles at this point. Yeah, I've never had a problem finding gears or getting in gear. Good job, Honda. You have not lost your magic. The brakes on the car feel amazing. The initial bite is perfect, like just the feel that I like. Hopefully the engine note is coming through on the camera. It's really nice inside the car. Let's do this corner one more time. This car is a lot of fun. Let's take a look at the outside of the car. I think Honda knocked it out of the park with the styling of this car. For some reason, it's still controversial. I see comments on the Type R forums about it, but I love it. I think the base Civic looks nice. So the Type R is basically the base Civic on steroids, quote unquote. And I love it. I love the fender flares, how aggressive they look, but yet they're well integrated into the body. The openings in the front, how aggressive the bumper is. I think this is a good looking car. Having come from a Supra and an ISF, I'm very sensitive to non-functioning vents. These are functional, they're open. Same with those on the fender. I thought the spoiler would be in the field of vision. It is not. So when looking through the rear view mirror, I don't see the spoiler, or at least I don't notice it, because it's right at the top of the glass. I like the tri-exhaust. When I was looking at the FK8, I was thinking I would change it for a dual, but I feel like that's part of the character of this car. That's how you can tell it's, well, one way you can tell it's a Type R. This is Championship White. For those who have never seen Championship White in person, here is a white business card. See how that compares. I love the color. Beautiful. I want to highlight the wheels. It's a neat design. I'm in no way itching for aftermarket after seeing these wheels. One thing I thought was really neat is the valve stem and how that's integrated into the wheel, or how it comes out of the wheel. It just looks very, very JDM to me. Brembo brakes, two-piece rotors, Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, and 265/30 ZR19. 265s on a Civic. What a time. Let's take a look under the hood. We're looking at the K20 engine. This has 315 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque, which is 9 and 15 respectively more than the last generation. Let's take a look at the hatch. Nice deep hatch area. With a cover that can retract easily, not to take anything off. No spare tire, but there is a flat kit underneath the floor. This has the all-weather mat, which was part of the package that I had to purchase with this car. I don't know if it's been coming through, but I've been kind of gushing about this car. Yeah, I'm kind of an emotionless person, so not sure if that comes through on camera. But I do have a couple complaints. The first one being that when I do the keyless walk-up opening of the door, the rear door doesn't open if I open it from the driver's side. So I have to hit the unlock button to get access to the back. Now, if there's just a setting that I'm missing, please someone let me know. But on the passenger side, if I were to open that door, then all four doors unlock. Minor detail, I have kids, so for me that is somewhat of an inconvenience, but you know, whatever. It's not too big of a deal. All right, and I'll get to my second complaint in a little bit. But just want to show you the interior. Love these seats and how they hold me in. A little difficult getting in and out, but adjusting the steering wheel helped because I kept hitting the steering wheel when I first got that car, getting into it. Car is really practical, a lot of space, cup holders in the back. There are no vents in the back. I'm gonna be driving my kids around in this car a lot. I probably will get the windows tinted just to keep it a little bit cooler in the summer. I don't know if that's a Type R feature or lack of, I guess, or if that's just how Civics are in general. But that's something to note. Yeah, red carpet, red seat belts look great. Each door has a bottle holder. Front door bottle holder is a little narrow for the water bottles that I typically carry, which are 24 ounces, which is why I don't have it. All right, let's take a look at the instrument cluster. here's my second complaint, which is the responsiveness of the infotainment. Now, I've heard it is improved over the old infotainment. I guess it's just considering what I'm used to, what I'm coming from, that yeah, it seems a little bit laggy to me. But what makes up for it is Honda Lagar or Lager. This is cool. With the G meter and other data points that you can see, include oil pressure, boost pressure, oil temperature. To have all that here is really, really nice. This reminds me of the GTR. I really love how you can adjust the vents with these. I really like the interior design. It's a wireless charger right here, which works really well if you have a flip phone like me. It usually doesn't work well with wireless chargers, but because this one's flat, it is easy to find the right place. We'll see how this metal shift knob feels in the summer, but for right now it is just fine. Climate control, still have knobs and buttons. This is a good mix, I think, of physical buttons and controls in the infotainment. Instrument cluster, I think right now we have it on comfort, which clearly says comfort. Go through the different drive modes, you can see what it looks like. So this is sport mode. That's how you know you are in a sporty setting. And my favorite, plus R, which makes the tachometer look like the S2000's tachometer. This was a great throwback, and one of the reasons why I just enjoy driving a Plus R. Plus R just feels great to me, and that minor detail, but it's just a throwback to my old car. Steering wheel feels nice. It is not skinny. It's probably the best way to describe it. Not a thick steering wheel. I don't think that's a Honda thing, but this feels like a sporty steering wheel. You got metal pedal pads or pedals. For charging, I talked about the wireless charger. This also has a 12-volt outlet, USB-A for charging, and USB-A for data. So no handbrake. It would be nice to have a handbrake in this car, but we have electronic brake, which is where most cars are going. 2 cup holders and a armrest storage area, glove box there. It's standard size. This car has Bose audio. For the window sticker, the only option was Championship White. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. Are there some conveniences that are not here that I'm used to? Yes, home link for the garage door. I don't have that, so I have just a standard garage door opener in the visor. In case anyone's wondering, this is number 5651. Audio system is good. No complaints on the sound. Driving experience really is probably the best part of this car, and I would say looks are number 2. All right, so those are my initial impressions on the Type R. So why did I not wait for a Acura Integra Type S? Because information on it was released before I picked this car up, and I had thought long and hard about it. The Type S styling with the fender flares really touches my hot import nights heartstrings, and also the sound. The sound clips that I've heard of the Type S is just amazing. However, yeah, the Honda styling I think is just nicer to me. Like I commented on how the fender flares I think are well integrated. I think they're better integrated in this car than the Integra. And I had looked at an Integra A-Spec right when they first came out, and I had thought long and hard about that. Actually, that's before I placed an order on this car. I put a deposit on this car, and yeah, I just did not like the interior styling of that car. And I feel like the interior appointments probably better suited for a Civic. So yeah, so from that perspective, as much as I like the styling of the Integra having satin one, I prefer the Civic. And one of the styling elements that I really did not like on the Acura is how the dashboard comes here to meet the center console. I like that it's open like this. This is just very JDM to me, and I think that's what the Type R should be, and that's what it is. So anyway, that's why I chose the Type R. Is it worth the wait? I think so. I don't know what's coming through on camera, but I'm really happy with this car, the way it drives. I think and it really, I mean, hits home for me what I wanted in a JDM-esque car, growing up. This car does it. So yeah, if you're waiting for one, I think it's worth it. All right, with that, we'll wrap up this video. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Would really appreciate the support. And for those who have subscribed already, I really appreciate the support that you provide. Please like this video, and I look forward to providing more content. Take care. Bye for now.